the virtual Northeast Ohio Youth Football Summit. My name is Daryl Taylor, Youth Football Director for your Cleveland Browns. Today we have the legendary St. Ignatius High School football coach and USA Football Master Trainer, Chuck Kyle, who will lead the discussion on the base defense of rookie tackle. Coach Kyle has been coaching for nearly 50 years, 36 as the head coach of St. Ignatius High School in Cleveland, Ohio. Coach Kyle has a career record of 353 wins, 90 losses, and 1 tie following the 2018 season. He has 11 state championships, 2 state runner-up finishes, and 3 national championships. More importantly, I know this personally, that Coach Kyle's accolades do not define him. Rather, his humility, faith, family, and love for others. As discussed yesterday, rookie tackle is a part of the football development model, which is based on long-term athlete development principles in the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee's American Development Model. During the presentation today, please send us any questions that you have using the chat or Q&A portal below. Coach Kyle will have time at the end of the presentation to answer any questions. Also, please feel free to share your thoughts on social media using hashtag NEO Summit and tag our youth football Twitter and Facebook pages at Browns Youth FB. Without further ado, I will turn it over to Coach Kyle. Take it away, Coach.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Daryl. Really appreciate it. And it's great to be with you. It's great to have a chance to actually get with people and talk about football. With all that's been going on, it's great to do this. Fellas, what I'd like to do today, and I want to move it out. I got a number of slides and things like that. Then I want to just talk about rookie tackle defense. There's a lot of people that when they talk about it, they're putting in a lot of the flag football plays and all sorts of things. But defense, it seems a lot of coaches just think, well, it's pretty stark. It's just pretty basic. But no, there's a lot of good things to be taught. And that's what I want to go through today. In what I'm going to be doing here, my email is ckyle@ignatius.edu. I'll repeat that later. And I'll gladly send you these slides and explanations and everything like that, okay? And I'm sure Daryl will help us do that, okay? All right, I want to get right to the topic here, rookie tackle defensive concepts. Now, these are important points right here, and then we'll get to some slides. With rookie tackle, this is the transition, from flag football. By this time, the kid loves the game. Parents love it, but they're a little worried right now moving into the tackle part of it, right? What we have to do and make sure the kid feels this and the parent, that what the major emphasis here should be. This is a safe, effective idea of developing technique and playing the game and having fun. This game is fun. There's scoring. There's just multiple positions kids play. Okay, so that to me is really number one. Keep it simple. These are young kids. Okay, and when you start, there's a lot of formations people can do, even with 7-man football. Keep it simple because confusion is not good. A kid could get hurt if they're out there confused and they sort of stop and aren't staying into the flow, and then they get hit, blindsided, whatever. We're going to avoid confusion. Keep it simple. You're doing this, but if the alignment does something, you're just simply moving here and watching this. That's what we're going to emphasize today. And these 5 basic ideas. Here is basically what it comes down to in what you're coaching and what the kid is learning and feeling confident about. First of all, it's going to be alignment. They break the offenses out there, where you line up. Okay, again, keep it simple. But we have to make sure he understands alignment. Next step would be logically the footwork that he would be using here at the snap of the ball. After that, you'll hear me talk several times today about read and react. Read and react. Read what's in front of you and react and get to the ball. very important, number 4, and you're hearing us preach this, and I'm going to constantly preach it. As soon as that ball is established, there should be a tackle plan. That boy should have a tackle plan. He should know his leverage. He has it in front of him. And he should know right now, even before you're even getting close to contact, he should know what shoulder and what leg he's using to make the contact with. That's what we're working on. And that's a very important part of it. So having a tackle plan. And then the 5th idea underneath that is now you move in for that tackle, the proper contact point and the proper position to make that tackle. Okay? So this is what you're teaching. This is what rookie tackle is all about. Believe me, if you can teach kids that have confidence in what's in front of you right now, your high school coach is going to love you. That kid is going to become a better football player because he's going to develop that knowledge instinctively, what is in front of you. And that's going to just move them on to high school, college. Hey, who knows? Maybe playing for the Browns one of these days. Okay, I'm going to switch over here if I can. I'm going to push escape here. And I'm going to move to our slides with, now this is on Huddle playbook, okay? And the Browns will be talking to you about a great, exciting program that the Cleveland Browns and Huddle.com will be working together, to help youth in the way you guys can coach the kid and the way the kid can learn. So I'm going to hit this right now, move over to my slides, and we'll go from there. Okay, I think everybody should be seeing this. All right, now my first slide here is something that I is the basic core, first of all. And underneath there's all sorts of the written materials. And again, if you get these slides, you'll have that. But I'm going to kind of just explain. All right. So first of all, if you take a look, let's talk about the free safety and the 2 defensive linemen. Okay. As rookie tackle rules have it, that free safety back there is over the center, 10 yards back. Now, maybe your league moves it to 8. I don't know, but the basic rule is at 10, and he's right over the center. Let me explain what that basically. Okay, we can't see the slide. Hold on. I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm going to hit this. Okay. Okay, hold it. I'm going to hit it again. I'm sorry. I'm going to hit this again. All right, try it again. All right. Okay. What do I, Daryl, what do I got to hit here? Oh, it's good now. Okay. I don't know why I had to hit it again. All right. Hopefully we got this now. The free safety, like I said, 10 yards off. This could be a very good athlete, actually. I see a lot of rookie tackle games, and they just put a kid back there, and he's not contributing much. If you take a look, if you can teach this young man to actually look in front of him and at the snap of the ball, read what the offensive line is doing. Is it a run or is it a pass? If he can sense, he doesn't even have to backpedal or anything. He can just right there, slow read. If he can see it's a run and he attacks looking through at the running back, he can get into the flow of the tackle. He is a free hitter. I'm going to repeat that term. There's no one on the other team that can block him. He is a free hitter. And if he reads what the play is by the blocking and then looking through to whoever the ball carrier is, he could be in on probably most of the running plays, okay, to be that second guy coming there, or maybe he may get there and fill that seam with a back cut, okay? We'll get to passing. Passing, if he sees the offensive line getting some pass blocking, the quarterback's drop back of the ball, if that free safety can just read where the front shoulder of the quarterback and where's his attention, because again, at this age, that quarterback's going to take the ball, he's going to look to where he's throwing, and he's going to rear back and let it rip. If that free safety can read that, he's going to be in on the play, maybe undercutting the slant or the curl and getting an interception. If that's a good athlete, that young man's going to be in on probably 80% of the plays, okay? Now, I'm going to go to the defensive lineman because for the rest of the slides, we should be, this is the same thing every time. Now, I know the rules say the defensive lineman can be head up or to the outside eye. Let me just say, I encourage you to go to the outside eye, outside shoulder. This is allowed in the game. Head up is just the kid is just playing patty cake with the offensive lineman. He's making it easier for the offensive lineman. So very simply, if you have him on the outside eye, outside shoulder, it's part of the rules. He certainly has already his leverage. He has that outside of that offensive lineman, and very basically every snap he's punching his hands and shooting his hips, and he penetrates maybe 2 feet into the backfield, and then really read and react to the ball. Okay, it's a pass, let's go. If it's a run, let's get in pursuit, keep your leverage, help on the tackle. Hey, if it's a pass, right, he's punched his hands, he's penetrated 2 feet, then he's got the outside leverage, outside rush. So you as the coach are working on him getting that breaking that leverage, breaking that blocking surface, and running the circle into the quarterback, okay, boxing him in, but really aggressively turning at him with the possibility, of a late inside move, right? So here's something that you could coach him. He's coming to the outside, the offensive lineman's ball, and he makes that either spin move or he cracks across, and then he's rushing the quarterback. There's no blitzing, so those are the two guys that are getting pass rush. If they can work on those two things the whole time, that applies to whether it's run or pass right there. Okay, I wanted to establish with that slide because that's all we need to know about them for the rest of the slides. It's the other guys and how we adapt. But again, if you guys can teach that technique, those techniques we're talking about, go with them the rest of his football career. All right, now I'm moving to the next slide. Now this is basically, there's a split end. You guys can see it. The 3 linemen are offensive line, where they always have to be. Now it's a two backs with the quarterback. The quarterback can be direct snap over the center or whatever. But I got in the shotgun. Now this is just basic. The corner is in the orange there. He's going to go man coverage. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the linebackers, they're in black there. They're at their 4 yards, and they are stacked behind the defensive linemen at this look. In a couple more slides, I'm going to have the same formation against them. If there's some concerns about something, you can adjust that a little bit. But let's just start with the basics. The linebackers, they're stacked on the defensive linemen. They're 4 yards back. Okay? And again, what's their job? Okay, they're going to read and react. I'm going to use those terms quite a bit. Have them read and react what the linemen are doing. Are they aggressive blocking for run? If they see that, then that's the read. As they read through the linemen, can see what they're doing. Then they look at the back and the ball, and then they react to that. Okay, and they keep their leverage going to the tackle. If it's a pass situation, they read and react the line. They should see the line getting into some kind of pass blocking, the quarterback going. And now those 2 linebackers are looking for the 2 backs going out, okay, can help on that. They go at a 45-degree angle and then look what possibilities. Maybe you can cut it in front of that split end or something. Now the backside corner, he has no wide receiver here, and I've seen too many rookie tackle games where people have kept that cornerback way out, and just standing there covering air. Now, my suggestion here is there's no wide receiver. Cornerback, if you have no wide receiver, move in. Okay, you're 4 yards back, same depth as the linebackers, but 2 to 3 yards outside the defensive end. Clearly, you have outside leverage there. Okay, but if the ball is running the opposite way, you're in the flow, coming across looking for cutback. So instead of just standing out watching the grass grow out way out there close to the number there, you're coming in and be part of the play, okay? So again, the safety's doing his thing that we talked about, and the defensive linemen are doing their thing, okay? Now, I'm going back to the corner against the split end. Now, generally speaking, it is man-free, right? And I think most people would tell you the cornerback plays slightly inside. And that's just standard idea of man coverage. But if this safety is a good ball player and he can react to the passing game quickly, you could afford to have the cornerback actually play the outside shoulder of that split end, because you have help from that free safety if that kid is good. And what advantage would that be? Well, now, if it is a running play towards that split end, that defensive back definitely has the outside leverage, forcing the play to cut back. He won't get hooked by that split end. He will definitely contain. Now the running back has to cut back into the defensive end, the linebackers, and the free safety. But again, that's saying that safety back there can read and react. He can see that it's a pass play, and the split end would be obviously a concern if he's doing a post or a slant. Okay, I'm moving to the next slide, okay? Different formation. Now I'll move the split end in, okay? And certainly this is a running formation more than anything, maybe some play action off of it. Okay, so again, I don't have to stop the safeties, the defensive linemen, they're set. Now the linebackers, and that's again the dark color there. If you can see, I'm circling them. The adjustment here, the one linebacker, we'll call him now the outside linebacker, right? He was stacked in the previous slide. He can come down onto this is part of the rules. He can come down onto that tight end. Again, outside shoulder, outside leverage, okay? He cannot rush, right? But he can establish that leverage. Now, there is no split end on that side now. So let's, again, don't have the corner way out there. Again, son, these are the two things you got to remember. If you just slide in, again, your linebacker depth, so that's 4 yards, and you're 2 to 3 yards outside at this point, the linebacker, your last defensive player there. That other linebacker slides over towards the tight end side, because why? And he'll stack on that defensive lineman. Why can he do that? Well, because now that opposite corner is not out there, way out there, again, watching the grass grow. He can slide in. So he's sliding in, and again, linebacker depth and about 2 to 3 yards outside. Okay? Now, this is pretty heavy running formation, but any kind of flow, now you have good leverage here. This nobody really can block this guy. He's coming to the say if it's the plays going to the outside here. You have the corner establishing outside contain, and certainly you have the outside back or the middle linebacker, and again, here comes your free safety. So you got enough people coming to the ball carrier cuts back, and you have that backside corner, and you have the defensive lineman, ready for the cutback, okay? So again, it's pretty keeping it simple, right? The linebackers, hey, that's a tight end instead of a split end, so they just kind of adjust it over. Corners move in a little bit, and you're pretty strong. Hey, if it's a play action, okay, and this tight end releases, well, the safety can see that, and he can help on that. The corner will probably drop a little. A back out, now that this linebacker is free to help on the back out, okay, because he can't rush. And again, the corner and the safety can work in tandem here on that tight end. So you got plenty of possibilities for the coverage, okay? All right, I'm going to move to the next slide because, I'm watching my time. I'm going back to the formation we had a couple times ago. Again, this was the split end with the full house backfield. If you're concerned about the speed of their backs getting to the outside here, and originally the other slide, we had these guys stacked over the end, but they got some speed and they get out of here. Okay, certainly because this corner can squeeze in, we can kick the linebackers over a little bit, cheat them over a little bit, okay? And that helps a little bit more with the quick sweep, any kind of, or the whatever that's coming to the outside. So now you have pretty good leverage, okay, because you have that defensive end, reading, reacting there. You have immediately the outside backer charging. You have this corner establishing leverage. That allows this middle linebacker and, again, the free safety to help too. So you're getting three guys to the ball. You should be in pretty good shape there. The running back cuts back. You got the defensive backside corner, who's, again, he's moved in, so he's in the fray. He can be in the battle. Okay, I'm going to move. All right, now here's a really loaded off running play situation. It's a one back. Your split end is moved in. Okay, so again, we make that adjustment to linebacker, but instead of two backs with the quarterback, they got like a wing. All right, this is allowed. This is not trips in the rules, so it's allowed. So what can we do? Well, keep it simple, correct? Keep it simple. So there's a tight end. So linebacker, you're coming down. Linebacker's moving over. Backside corner is kicked in to that 2 to 3 yards outside. Now the corner, don't stand out here again, covering grass. Let's move in, slide in. And again, you're about 2 to 3 yards outside that wing, okay? Now, this is loaded to have a running play over to this side, but now your leverage is pretty good, okay? If you look at a linebacker, you're looking at the corner, you have pursuit from the middle linebacker, and here comes the free safety. Play action pass off this, all right? You have two receivers there. Well, the corner is looking for the first guy that goes out to the outside, and either one of these two, right? So whoever breaks to the outside there, the corner can pick up, and who's ever driving deeper or something, here comes the free safety, can pick him up. A guy's dragging across the field, this backside corner, it's pass. He may be seeing somebody dragging across, and he can help there too. So I think you're still in pretty good position if it's play action pass off of a very strong running formation here. Moving to the next slide. And again, you guys will get these slides if you want. All right, so you have a tight end on one side and a flanker on the other. All right, by now, I think you guys are getting, hopefully, you're kind of getting how the simplicity, what you do. Hey, I'm a corner and I have a wide receiver. I'm going to cover him, man. Yep, no kidding. You have the basic free safety and defensive lineman guys. Here I've got them stacked, which they've already done, the linebackers. Okay, read the blocking, read through the blocking to the ball, read and react, read and react. All right, the split end is moved in. So corner, what are you doing? You're moving in. You're 4 yards off, 3 yards to the outside. I think you guys can see what you got going right now, right? You get, okay, what can happen here is if the tight end's going deep, corner's going to react, but if he sees a back sliding out, he can come off, get him, and the free safety picks up the tight end with the help of a linebacker, okay? I think it's pretty self-explanatory here. Here's the flanker. Taking an inside cut is the logical thing with man, but because you have a free safety, and if he's good, if you take that outside shoulder, then if he breaks on the slant, if this linebacker has his 45-degree angle and this free safety reads it clearly, you're going to have three guys on that receiver. Maybe somebody undercuts the slant and gets the pick. I'm going on. I've got a few more minutes. All right, so it's a one back with twins, and a lot of rookie tackle people end up in this, and it's a good rookie tackle's a good passing offense. It really is, but usually it's a 2-man to 3-man passing scheme. Well, now here's what I see. Here's the cornerback. Some people have the cornerback run over here and line up. Well, okay, but you can go in motion, and now the poor kid's running all the way across, and I don't know if you have to. If you just follow the rules here, we're okay. Here's the situation where this outside backer has been moving on to the number 2 receiver. Well, now he can move out just a little bit more, and he's covering that second receiver. This corner now, again, keeping it simple, moves in, does his usual thing. If there's no receiver outside, you move the linebacker over to the middle, and now the free safety, he's got to be ready to go to help on the run because he can read if it's a running play. He's the free hitter. And you still got the coverage out here, okay? And again, if the quarterback takes the ball and he's not handing it off and and he's looking to pass. Now the free safety can help on those with those two other guys. Okay, I'm moving quickly. All right, here's a split end with a slot. And again, this is kind of popular with rookie tackle. I think by now we kind of figured it out, right? There's your man coverage. We kick the linebacker over. He's got the number 2. The opposite middle linebacker moved over here because you have the corner that can be here on his usual situation in that with that 3 and 2 and 4 yards back. Okay. Again, now because this is really loaded to this side, it's nice to have this guy out here for leverage. It really is. And this linebacker, now you got certainly enough bodies to combat that strong power sweep there. Cut back, you do have a guy. So I think we're instilling leverage-wise in good shape here, okay? Okay, here's the last slide, and then we'll go to questions. Now, certainly, this is legal. This is legal in rookie tackle. It's no back, okay? If you take a look, you have a flanker on one side. You have a split end and another running back over here with just the quarterback here. Okay, now they spread you out all over the place here. So here's your corners, no shock there. We've moved the linebacker out on that number 2. Now, here's the quarterback. Now most leagues are not letting him just run a quick quarterback sneak type of idea. Now, this what I think it shows the importance here of what guy, that free safety. He is now very important because if he reads that it's a running play, they don't have enough guys to block him. They've got 3, and there's 3 in the box, but here's this free safety who's the free hitter that can come up. If it's, again, passing situation, you're getting your pass rush from those defensive ends. You're getting this linebacker help, and now the free safety is reading the quarterback and helping out on the pass, okay? So I think you're still in pretty good leverage here for what happens. Okay, those are all my slides. I went too fast. I did, but I wanted to get everything on it. And Daryl, he's limiting me on time, okay? So I'm going to stop it right here if there's some questions. But again, you got my email, and Daryl says he'll make sure that all these slides get to you. Underneath the slides, man, there's the explanations here. Okay. All right, Daryl, I want to take a breath.
Awesome job. And you stayed under time. Great job, Coach. Thank you very much. We had a couple questions that came through that I'd like to shoot to you real quick.
Sure.
First question is, where should I position my most skilled athlete on defense?
Okay. Here's my thought. Your most skilled guy, think about using him as a safety. If he's a good football player, and again, I'm going back, as I said, I've seen too many rookie tackle games where they just put that guy back there and he's waiting for the grass to grow or something. This kid, if you can, he's a player, he's a good athlete. If you can teach him to read, react, the offensive line, they're definitely run blocking. No one can block him, so he can come up and fill any kind of gap, read and get to it. Pass. Again, the field is narrower. So any kind of pass play that's kind of going for a post or a drag across the middle or so on, that free safety, he reads the quarterback correctly, he can get an interception, and for sure he could help on the tackle. So my first thought is look at that as a free safety. Now, if they have a really good quarterback and a really good wide receiver and they've been burning teams, well, maybe the skilled guy has to go over there. We okay?
And next question was, what suggestions would you have for kids that are not yet comfortable at tackling?
Okay, yeah, good point. The situation for the corners, if it's a, not a real big kid, but he's, come on, these kids that, they play soccer, they play basketball, they're used to kind of one-on-one athletic activity. Your corner is not going to end up on a lot of tackles, okay? But if he's a kid that, he can run around with people, that's a pretty good position right now for him. It's pretty good. if it's a kid that's really not that kind of skill guy, but he's, he wants to play. He's got a lot to work on with his contact and skill tackling. The defensive end idea, the defensive lineman, let's say the kid is, he's kind of stocky, but he's learning. A lot of times he is just assisting on a tackle because he's got a guy blocking him, let's face it. And if he can just squeeze the play for a yard or two so that the other guys can get to the ball and make the tackle, he's done his job, to be honest with you. If he gets used to just confidently just getting off the ball, getting in, and it's a pass he's going to put pressure on, he's doing his job, okay? So I think those two, because your middle linebackers are going to make a lot of tackles, okay? And your safety, if he's a good player, he's going to be in on 80 of the plays. So I think your corners and maybe the defensive end thing, that kid who's just getting into the game could contribute.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Another question said, what about using a monster who can make the adjustments instead of linebackers in a second corner?
Well, if you look at I'm going to move my slide back. You could designate one of these middle linebackers as the monster. I mean, the adjuster. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to keep the free safety there at the middle, okay? So you could have one of those middle linebackers that he'd be the guy that would move out. I mean, that would be, as long as all the other kids, if he is that guy that makes all those adjustments, the other guys know what to do, and he's not there. I think I'm making sense there. If that type of kid, there's the guy that's kind of the adjuster, the middle, that monster back guy that always moves out on the second guy. Well, that would be, you could do that with one of the middle linebackers, and he's always the guy that makes that adjustment. That's, I think, what that guy would be.
Got it. And then we have one final question, if we don't have any more coming. We had a coach who has an experience in rookie tackle, and then he asked, he was saying that he was going against a team that always ran sweeps or ran to the outside, but he had some non-athletic guys. How should he go about trying to defend the sweep when sometimes you don't have the most athletic kids? Right.
Well, on any of these slides, that's why you really need to establish leverage, okay, especially for the sweep, because that's in rookie tackle. Attacking that outside is where a lot of the running plays are going to be. So first of all, the defensive end, that's why I don't think the defensive end guy should be in a head up. That's why he should be in that outside eye so he can charge that outside, so he has that leverage. And then the backers, in a situation where you're going, we're just not as fast as the other team. Well, that's where in some of the slides, we took that stacked middle linebacker and moved him out a little bit to 2 and 3. So now you already have the leverage established with that guy, and then you cheat the other linebacker over and using the corner. And the corner towards the sweep, he's got to establish outside leverage. You can't give that running back all the way to the sidelines. We got to force that running back to cut back. So if that cornerback plays the outside, he may not even be on a tackle, but he's making the running back cut up. That's where that outside backer monster. And then here comes the free safety. He should be heading up. He should have a great angle towards the ball. And so you should be able to get that. If you had to cheat the outside backer out, he's already got that leverage, and who's coming right behind him would be that free safety, forcing the running back to cut back, and now you got the lineman and the other the backside corner to help. I think you have to look at that we had that I think the second slide or third slide where we did cheat the linebackers over and create like a monster to that side.
Okay, we have one more question come through. It says, what is your recommended defense to stop the Maryland I formation and double wing offense?
Okay, so in a 7-man football, in rookie tackle, you have to have uh, three guys on the line of scrimmage.
Mm.
Okay, okay, there. Now you also have to have an end. So he's either a split end or a tight end. So I'm interpreting that you're moving the tight end in there. All right. So what you have now is a quarterback and 2 running backs. Okay. I think that's basically all you can do. So in that situation, I'm moving back my slide here. It's you would either have you stack the linebackers, you've moved the corners in, okay, and you have that free safety. So you got enough people in the box if they're just trying to run the middle, or try to bounce outside. You have enough. If there is a situation where they have that I formation and a split end, you can cheat one of those stacked linebackers to the outside. But if they've loaded it up pretty heavily, I have a slide there with a tight end and the quarterback and 2 running backs. You move the one linebacker up on the outside of the tight end, and then the corners come in. You basically have 3 defensive linemen and 3 linebackers there with a free safety coming up. There's only 7 guys. So I think that's your best choice. But again, your free safety, they can't block him. And so he's got to, during your practices going against a team like that, he's got a sense that it's run blocking and I'm realizing where the ball's going. He'll be the guy that'll help.
Sounds good. Makes a lot of sense there, Coach. Any final words that you have for any coaches?
I just ask you to look at this game, the rookie tackle, and understand we don't need to blitz here. Don't be that kind of coach. Take great pride in teaching these kids great fundamentals, okay? There's a reason why they're in a 2-point stance. The way blocking is, it's different. Blocking is different nowadays being taught than it was 10 years ago, okay? You're not having 2 rams pounding their heads together, lowest man. No, it's much different. That low 2-point stance, on the defensive side and the offensive side allows the kid to punch the hands and roll his hips and move his feet. That's football all the way into the pros now. All the way into the pros. That's what they're doing, okay? So you're teaching that fundamental. That kid will use it all the way through. Now, the skill level in rookie tackle has a very nice passing game. Very nice, okay? That's the way the game is going. You see the pros. High school, people throwing the ball all over the place. And if you're teaching that defensive lineman, good pass rush with a second move, oh my God, you're doing that kid such a great favor, okay? Because he will never, ever not use that. It'll be continued. So a lot of these basic fundamentals, be the coach that is standing on the sidelines and rejoicing, seeing the kids learning those techniques. And that's why it said, keep it simple. Don't give them 10 techniques. They're too young. Give them 2 or 3. And by the end of the season, they're doing those well. You're doing a great job coaching.
Awesome. Thank you, and great advice, Coach. It looks like that is the conclusion of day 4 of the Northeast Ohio Youth Football Summit with Coach Kyle, St. Ignatius High School. Thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to discuss rookie tackle based defense with us. We will email this presentation to all those who have attended today's session. Feel free to ask us any questions, as Coach Kyle mentioned as well. You can reach out to us at youthfootball@clevelandbrowns.com or reach out to Coach Kyle at ckyle@ignatius.edu. And also remember to tune in tomorrow at noon. We have Dr. Boos from University Hospitals who will be talking about return to play. I know that's a buzzword for many of us at this time, and he sits on the government's council for return to play. So he has some very great information for us to have and to apply to our youth as well as high school football. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.